Well, hello. It's Tuesday, and Dylan and I have a very busy day. Hence the unwashed hair, courtesy of dry shampoo. Pulled back. We have to take the dog to the vet. We have to go check on my best friend's house while she's out of town. We have to rush back and get Chase from the bus. Hi, Meredith. So we're just going really quick. So today is Touch Glorious Primer as a starter. As always, just a little dab will do ya. So today's routine is just like I have to get out the door and I have to do it fast type of a look. So it's going to kind of be no frills, no like cutting edge techniques, no super secrets. It's going to be pretty basic. But I didn't get to come on and do a live on Sunday, which I normally would have because I was dying of a cold. And nobody told me that like when you got older that colds became like a big deal and that they were accompanied with like so much sinus pressure that you thought your cheekbones were going to explode. But apparently they do. So another fun fact of aging is that the common cold now sucks the life right out of you. So I'm finally feeling human again today. Hi, Francesca. So I figured I would just come on and do a really quick sort of out the door routine. I'm actually going to be using my pressed powder today as my foundation, courtesy of the fact that this new skincare line is the most epic thing ever, and it's made my skin like totally a million percent better than it was. And the previous Royalty skincare, oh my god, was the last few weeks ago, so bad. I've been living on cold medicine and I don't do well on cold medicine. Like I've been breaking out into cold sweats and stuff. Like my body just does not deal well with medication. So I went to work yesterday and I just felt like I was barely dragging myself through, but I was like hot and cold. I'd wake up and sweat. It was like just funky. Whereas my kids are like, and then they're fine. Like they just blow it out. No big deal. On with life. Back to the monster trucks. But anyway, my skin has been doing me super solids on my new Yoology. It's even better than the Royalty skincare line, which is kind of hard to believe, but I'm living for it. And so today I'm going to actually start with concealer because I'm going to be doing a powder foundation and I want my powder to be the last thing that I put on. So we're going to start with concealer and sort of just like brighten and highlight our face. And so what I do is I use my, hi Lauren, I use my Touch Glorious Skin Primer, and this is in the shade Scarlet, so it's the lightest shade that we have. So because I'm going to be using a powder foundation, I want to do all my creams and liquids first so that my powder can set it. So I don't use very much. That's all that I use, and I've kind of spread it out. And I use my concealer brush to put it on because it spreads it out even thinner. And this concealer is very, very concentrated. So literally a dab will do ya. You can always add more if you need to, but I just find that less product, the better. It looks better on your skin overall. Ugh. Worst part of having a cold is like the cold hangover on your nose where it's like dry and cracked. I've been exfoliating, putting my serum on it, but I hate that, like residual. You've been sick and no one can forget it type of baloney. Okay, so we're just highlighting and brightening our face so that we don't look like we actually did this in 5 minutes like we're going to. I find that a really great concealer like this is honestly what dreams are made of in terms of putting a quick face together. And then I go up like this because it helps to chisel out my jaw. Okay. So freshly washed blending bud. I'm just going to press it in. The only thing that I have on my skin is I washed it with my Yoology this morning, and then I did rose water and moisturizer, and then I put the primer on before I did this. So just pressing this in like so, blending it out. Obviously there's nothing to blend it into because it's just on my bare skin and I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost, but it'll all make sense really soon, I promise. So Dylan and I are trying a new vet today with Mina because I don't like her current vet. And they don't take appointments. They only have walk-in hours. And everybody tells me that this vet is wonderful and that they really never have to wait very long for an appointment when they get there. So I'm very cautiously optimistic about trying this out. But honestly, going somewhere without an appointment is so against my nature because I'm the schedule queen. Okay. So concealer is on, and obviously it is so much lighter than my skin, but not to worry. We are going to go in and put pressed powder in Crepe on the rest of our face. So this is my powder foundation. It's got full coverage effect, and it goes on like powdered velvet. Especially if you have oily skin, you're going to love powder foundation. It's going to help to mattify your face and absorb any oil that your face produces throughout the day so that it doesn't basically like bead onto your face. And this is my powder concealer brush. I know I use it a lot, but for anybody who's not used to these videos, it is the Younique powder concealer brush, and I love it. And you can see how easily it distributes all of the product on. Okay, so that's my powder foundation. Easy peasy. I'm going to go in with Touch Behold setting powder, and I'm going to set my concealer now. And I'm also going to use a brush to do that because I like to go in with a pretty light hand on it and not take too much. But this is just going to like brighten and keep my concealer really nice and bright during the day. Because who knows what the day will bring. Every mother should start the day expecting to know nothing about what the day has in store for her. There's always a surprise or two. Am I right? Okay, so that was my Touch Behold translucent setting powder. So now we're going to go in with gingham powder to contour with. So this is about 3 shades darker than my skin tone is. But what I love about using a pressed powder for contour is that it blends into my other pressed powder effortlessly. And it just like brings some extra warmth into my skin where I need it most. Okay, up here. Up here. Down the sides of my nose. I don't know what is hanging out of my brow. On my jawline. And then I'm also going to take my powder concealer brush and I'm going to put a little of this contour powder in the crease of my eye. Just give it a little dimension. Okay, so that is basically all of our contour that we need. Let's see, blush. Because we're going to go super simple on the rest of our face, I'm going to do Stunning Blush, which is my bright Barbie pink that I love. And I just really lightly dust it because I love the pigment of it, but I don't want, obviously, this appearance on my face. But a little goes a very long way. And it just like gives your skin a little bit of polish, honestly. That's the best part about it. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of bronzer now, because where would the world be without bronzer? This is Sunset Bronzer, which is our lightest shade. And I kind of put that on right over my blush just to like brown it out a little bit. But I love the bronzer because it's got shimmer to it. So it kind of gives you that like I might have been sitting in the sun kind of glow. And then, secret trick, I blend everything together with a clean powder brush. So this has nothing on it, but I just go and sort of lightly blend everything together. And this is going to prevent you from looking like you've highlighted and contoured your face to high heavens. It's just kind of like one of those great checks to go, okay, well, I don't look crazy when you walk out of the house. Like they say, you should always take one thing off before you leave the house for the day. This is kind of like that for your makeup. Okay, so I'm gonna actually go in with a palette. This is Addiction Shadow Palette 4, and it's all these really pretty browns and blues. So I'm gonna take Arrogant, which is this like coffee color, and I'm just going to press that into the crease of my eye. Sort of like blend it into the corner. Just a very simple eye look today. Nothing fancy. We're going to the vet after all. And then I'm going to take a little of the Arrogant and do it on my lower lash line too. Why not? We're already here. Okay. So let's go in with a little bit of Epic Mascara. I do 2 coats. Two coats of Epic. I feel like this is my old one that I meant to throw out. It's all right. We'll get one last hoorah out of her. So I do 2 coats because the first coat acts like the primer and sort of gets my lashes nice and coated. And then the second coat that I go in with really makes them longer, thicker, darker, more substantial. Oh, goodness. Second time. I am a hot mess today with this mascara. I'm forcing it, that's why. Okay, and then I take whatever's left over on my wand and do my lower lashes. that's done. That took way too long because this is an old epic. But that's fine. So, because I just need to change things up sometimes, I'm going to actually use my brow pencil today because I just, again, want a super natural look. So you can see this is all that's left of my brow pencil. I do have a spare, but this is why I always say if you're brow pencil dependent and you love it, always get two so that when you find that you open your brow pencil one morning and this is all that there is left, that you have a backup. Always buy them in pairs. So when I want like a barely there brow, I will just go in and sort of fill in my brows with the pencil. It's very, very rare that I use a pencil because I feel like the palette just gives me a fuller effect. But if I just want to go in and sort of polish up my brows a little bit, the brow pencil definitely does the trick. But it has a handy dandy little spoolie on the end, so you just kind of brush it through and out the end. But you still want to make sure that you concentrate like on the tail of your brow. Alright, and now Mina's snoring. Is there anyone else that stresses about taking their animals to the vet? I hate it for some reason. It's like worse for me than taking the kids to the doctor. We are making this little nubbin of a brow pencil work today. Okay, and then brush them out. Alright. So just a very simple sort of shading of your brows accomplished with the brow pencil, but my heart still belongs to the palette, I have to say. It just does. So I'm going to take a little bit of the concealer that I have on the back of my hand and just kind of go underneath those brows, highlight them a little bit, clean up the underside. Alright, so now we're going to go in and do some benevolent highlighter and just like highlight our face up a little bit. I love highlighter because it makes your skin glow without looking shiny or greasy. And then it makes it look really youthful, and it just like brings out those high points in your face that you highlighted with your contour. And I'm going to take a little bit of this and just pop it on the inside corners of my eye just to brighten that eye up. Do you hear her itching? She has an ear infection, I know it. Hence the vet today. My little girl. My poor little girl. Okay. So the topper on the perfect, neutral, effortless look is definitely your lip look. So I use Pouty Lip Liner and I use Lippy Lip Gloss. And this is like my perfect nude lip. I guess it's not really nude. It's the perfect neutral lip. Okay, lippy lip gloss. I love this lip combo. Lippy and pouty are like my favorite sort of just clean lip combo. And then, because sometimes I can't leave anything alone, I'm actually going to add a little bit of liquid Dip and Draw Black Perfect Eyeliner and just wing out my line a little bit. Because I really feel like there's nothing too special going on with this. And I don't like boring makeup. That's what I love about this Dip and Draw. You can see that I'm not doing like one big continuous line. I do like a bunch of little teeny lines. And that really helps give you like the control that you're looking for rather. But there you go. Winging it out. And then I'm going to take a little of that concealer again and just clean up the edges of that wing. And it like settles it out just perfectly. So everything looks really clean on it. Another little trick. Give that wing a little cleanup. Hi, Alyssa. All right. And then we're just going to blend everybody in one last time. A little double check. There we go. There is our super fast glam for the day to head to the vet office. What could be more entertaining today? Hopefully something, because I hate going to the vet. It's my least favorite chore with a dog, especially this dog. She's my neurotic, protective dog, so she does not love like strange dogs around me. So God only knows what's going to happen when we walk into that vet's office. Hopefully no one is there. All right. Blend this out a little bit more. And we good. Perfect. So I will take an unfiltered selfie. Hopefully you won't see my runny nose in it. And I will post in the comments everything that I used today. If you guys have any questions or want to get color meshed or have questions about skincare or anything, shoot me a message and I will answer you later on today. Love you guys.